Hello, beautiful soul. Hey, I got a question for you. Do you ever find yourself engaging in self soothing activities or avoidance behaviors? Things like buying things that you don't need, eating when you're not hungry, mm, maybe watching TV or playing video games instead of cleaning your house or paying the bills. Um, Maybe you're avoiding having a much needed conversation with someone. I don't know about you, but when I engage in these type of behaviors, it can put me in sort of a shame loop where it just loops me right back into those behaviors. So, what can we do? What can we do when we want to have more self-discipline in our lives? Well, we can call upon an archetype. And just as a reminder, an archetype is a universal theme. It's a mental image. It's something we all know without ever having been told. And it can also be an energetic authority figure in your life. Now, a really, really good archetype to call upon when you want more self-discipline, when you want to take care of business, is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor represents the father archetype. And at its highest and best expression is a fair and a just leader of his tribe who wields his authority with loving wisdom. And, in this scenario, you are the tribe. And you can invite this authority figure into your life and ask him to help you put your big boy pants on and get done what needs to be done. Again, the Emperor is a loving figure, but he's willing to make the sacrifices that need to be made. But it's never a sacrifice of anything of true importance. It's sacrifice of your own desires and distractions. So the Emperor is going to help you set aside your distractions and put the nose to the grindstone and get done what needs to be done. It can be the most self-loving act to make the sacrifices needed so that you can live your very best life. Now, I know I am not alone in this. I know so many of you struggle with this, and there's a very, very good reason why. It's because the Emperor has a very strongly expressed negative aspect as well. I'm sure I don't have to tell you this. We all live in a patriarchal society. And I don't know about you, but I have not experienced myself, nor I have witnessed a lot of loving wisdom in our society, in our authority figures. Throughout history, the patriarch has a history of the opposite of the positive attributes of the Emperor card. Our society has not been supportive. It has not been protective. It has not been reliable. And it has not been lovingly sacrificial for the needs of its citizens. So in addition to this, many, oh my God, too many of us grew up without a father figure at all, a father archetype in our life at all, or we had one that, again, portrayed the negative aspects of this energy. And instead of being nurtured, we were neglected. Instead of being cherished, we were abused. Instead of being loved unconditionally, we were maybe even preyed upon. Gosh, I'm so sorry if this has been your experience, but you are far from alone. There are so many of us who aren't able to be responsible with ourselves because we did not have this archetype active in our lives. And just so you know, it is not a specifically male trait. Because it's a universal archetype, we all carry the Emperor or the father archetype within our being. It just may not have ever been mirrored to you. So how do you know? How do you know how to foster that self-responsibility in your life if you've never had an example shown to you? Again, I'm so sorry if that's been your experience, but we can do something about it. We can, again, invite the positive aspects of this energy into our lives and start perhaps finding pathways that were previously unknown or unseen to us. I think, when we get really right down to it, the Emperor is all about being responsible for yourself. And oh my gosh, you guys, can you imagine what our society would be like if everybody was responsible for themselves and their own behaviors and the way they treat themselves and others? I don't know about you, but I would love for all of us to begin to foster the positive aspects of the father archetype in our lives. Maybe the first step is actually finding the courage to ask for the help you need from your tribe, the people that you love, the people not only within your own being, but the people around you that to help you realize a more self-disciplined and a more loving and wise approach to the way you perform the needed tasks in your life. If we all do this, if we can all rise to this calling, and it's not about, I'm not talking about your whole existence. I'm talking about in the moment. Catch it in the moment when you're perhaps engaging in these avoidance behaviors, and say, no, I'm going to call upon the Father within me, and I am going to lovingly guide myself. Boy, I want to see that energy expressed in the world. And maybe we can start to bring some balance to the patriarchy and all experience what it's like to have a loving Father guide us in our journey. I love you, and please take care of yourselves.